Hi guys, welcome to Christ Curls and Conversations, and today we are on with another episode of talking about the testimonies with pornography. We have Jerry on right now, and this is like super spare of the moment. He literally just wrote me through Instagram maybe like 15 minutes ago and was just like, I want to do an interview right now. And I was like, oh, okay, like give me like 10 minutes. So I sort of just got ready and everything, and here we are. I sort of got to know some of his story beforehand, and I was like, wow, like people need to hear about this. So here we are. Thank you so much for just coming on so quickly. I would love to hear a little bit of your story, and I know other people would as well. When did pornography first come into your life?
Between 12 or 13. I was like 12 or 13 when it started coming in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were 12 or 13, and what was the, like, what happened during that?
Let's say 13, about 13 years. I was 13 years old when it came in, and when I was, experimenting with it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like, what were the effects of it? Like, what happened? Like, when you first saw it, was it something that you were intrigued by? Did you continue watching it? Like, what happened?
Well, I wasn't really intrigued by it. It's just that it gave me a feeling I never experienced before. It was like something like a baby. This feels good, so let me keep on doing it. And I know that I got it from looking at that imagery that I was looking at and everything. And so it basically progressed from there.
Wow. And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you say progress, do you mean as in like it became an addiction?
Yeah. I wanted more of it, it was like my appetite for it grew more and more, and I wanted to see more and more scenes through the years. Like, it started like, can I describe some of the stuff?
Yeah. I want you to be as open as possible.
Okay.
Share whatever you would like.
It started when I used to steal from the store, the Sports Illustrated magazines. I started from looking at women from there, and then I go take it home and, climax with it. And then when I found out about, like I said, when I found out about my phone, when I got my first phone, I used to type in dirty links and everything. It brought me to it. So my first scenes were male and female and everything. Those were my first scenes and everything. And through the years, it went from male to female to lesbian and gay, transsexual, and all the way up and everything. And my appetite for it just grew and grew. And it was like until I didn't turn like 17, that's when it started hitting me. I was like, I'm tired of living this life, and everything. This is degrading. Because I used to hear about sex trafficking, and everything, and how it was so degrading. I used to hear other porn stars. I looked at their documentaries. It was this girl, I forgot her name. She's turned Christian. She's a pastor now. She used to be a porn star. And I looked at her documentary. She said it's so defiled in that industry. She said STDs, a lot of drugs. That's all in an industry. The porn stars will never tell you about. They always see about the so-called good part about it and everything. But anyway, I found out all about that, and I wanted to get my life right with Christ. And so I got back. It took me a while to tell my parents about it for the longest, and I didn't tell them until I was like 16. And it was like, I actually remember the date though. It was like it was in winter time, so it was December, and I was telling my parents, like, I want to get baptized now. I've been struggling with this so and so and everything. And they thought it was really good, so I told my pastor about it. And it was hard for me to do that because I always kept all this stuff in. I never let anybody know that I was struggling with it, though. Yeah. And that was my main problem. I always figured it out. You should always tell people about those dark things you struggle with, because if you keep that in, it can eat you up inside than anybody else, though. Because you can always smile at somebody's face, but deep down, you be struggling with, that you're struggling with. Mm-hmm. And so I told my parents. I told my pastor, and and he baptized me like the month after. And everything, and I felt great about myself, and that was like when I was like 17. And then, but it actually was the start of my the hardest start of my journey, because right after that, it's like I couldn't control myself. I was looking at porn like nonstop. Then it's like Satan got a hold of me real strong. Like you can't be one of God's anymore and everything. So I started looking at it. It's like it got harder. My addiction got harder. So I started fiending for it even more and everything up to this point and everything. But now it's like, it's kind of like yours, down to this point where I can go like at least a week or so, or two at the most, if I'm like not really focused on anything,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go without that. And then the second week or third week, that's when I fall back into it, and I feel so bad about it. And I always tell my friends about it. They say, stop feeling so bad about it, man. You're going to slip up when and everything. That's called being human and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Well, I was like, I have a serious addiction, and everything. And I want this out of my life, especially if I want to end up, in the future having a mate, because that would interfere with that. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
They keep saying, like, so, but that's basically how, it's began and sort of like it ended up to
Yeah,
this point.
totally. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It seems like as soon as, well, like we get saved by Christ,
Mm-hmm.
the devil is even more on the prowl of like, oh, well, now she's saved and now like she or he is saved and now I've got to do whatever I can to make
Mm-hmm.
her or him not
Mm-hmm.
continue with Christ. So he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna continue fighting even harder. I heard this quote where it said, just because the flowers are blooming
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that the weeds aren't gonna grow with it. Which like, so
Yeah.
the weeds are like Satan and the flowers are God, but we need to keep cutting the weeds like
Mm-hmm.
as the flowers are blooming. So like when Satan is trying to get at us, we need to just like put up our guard, push him away. And like you were talking about, like how you're strong for like 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
it gets hard around 3 weeks. That's kind of how it is for me at the moment as well. Where I'm just like, okay, whoa, like I'm being fought with a lot. Like this is a huge battle. I'm like,
Yeah.
feels
Like
like I'm
also,
fighting the spiritual realm, you know?
yeah, and also like let me see, this year, like before then, around 17 all the way up to I'm 25 now. All up to this point, I was not a humble guy too either. And what I did like 4 months ago with the training,
Oh, so
and everything.
before you like talk about that, will you actually share about that experience, because the people don't know about the training experience?
Oh, talk about
Yeah,
the experience.
yeah, because you didn't actually share that.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, there's really not that much to say about it, but other than it was not an enjoyable experience for me. It was scary almost though, because I knew I was doing, but then I didn't know I was doing well and everything. And it's after I did it, I felt really dirty inside, very cold inside, like it was hollow. I was supposed to be going to work. I was supposed to go to work, and I just got through looking like for this this trainee porn site. I was like, what would it be like if I actually, slept with one? And so I called her. I found this website on the internet. I typed it in, and they said it's called thinking websites, but
You don't
it's
even need
called,
to say the website. It's all good.
say what I know. Anyway, it was a training website. It's I would say training hooker X. Like it's hookers basically, but they're trainees.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up. I called one up, and I was still scared. I was trimming the whole time I was doing it. And I called him up, and he told me about the whole thing, what to do and everything, buy the condoms and all that stuff. And so I met him at the apartment, and then we got in the car, and that actually turned into something else. He wanted to go get his it's so crazy. He wanted to go get some weed, and so I had to go to his dealer. I was driving the whole time, right, and everything around on the interstate. We was passing by cops like nonstop and everything, and we went to his dealer to get his weed. And so after that, he wanted to go back to the place and do. And so while we went into the apartment complex, we that's when we started to do the do and everything. And
Mhm.
after we were done, it was I had no words to say though. It was just weird.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, from watching pornography and watching like trannies have sex and all that, it sparked your interest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they say a lot is like, whatever you choose to watch and put into your eyes, you want to act out. So that's something that happened for you.
Mm-hmm. And that's something I never thought it would happen though. I read about it because like before I even got saved, I used to read about like how would I knew I had a problem. I think it was Jesus talking to me. He was like saying you have a problem because I used to always right after I do it, I always pray real hard, like very hard, and then I'll go and look up how to get over pornography addiction. I did the whole. I used to give my mom my phone. Like I just stay do an internet fasting. Where I don't use the internet for a while. That's when I lived at my folks' place, and my mom used to help me with that a lot with my laptop. And so I used to set up porn blockers and all that stuff and everything. But the bad thing about it, I remember the passwords on them, so I was able to unblock them and then take them off when I wanted to. So it was like my own mind was working against me though, and that was the hard part. Well, flesh really, it was working against me.
Yeah,
so,
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there, knowing the passwords, and then you're like, oh, I can do it. I can be my own strength, and then it comes down to it, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna put in the passwords because I know it, and you fall hard. So after that experience, was it still something you were like, wow, I want to do this again? Like, I'm still interested, or you were just like, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but no, this is not something I want to do because it was the breaking point for me a couple months ago. Because first of all, I was scared to death, and and it took everything in me to tell the people that I think that thought that cared about me, to tell them about it and everything. It was not an enjoyable experience for me, and in some ways I thought like, was I gay and everything, and I was like, no, I know I'm not and everything. But what I did was the norm is actually gay because I basically slept with a dude. And you call it anything you want, but it's still a dude. A transgender male is still a dude, and everything. So it was really traumatizing. So I was scared the whole time. I thought I had a STD and everything. I was so scared after that, and so I went to the doctor, and they actually said I didn't have anything. I was overwhelmed. I was happy about that and everything. I was like, ooh, thank you, Jesus. But it was still, the image was still in my head though and everything. I was like, how am I gonna cope with this for the rest of my life and everything? So I ended up telling my parents about it like last month. I told them about it. It took me a while to talk to them about it. And it just baffled them. It was like, what? You did that and everything? I said, yes, Mom and Dad, I did this and everything. And plus my brother and sister too. And they didn't take it very well. And so my mom was like, why would you do that? I'm like, Mom, I don't know. It was just a feeling, and I ran with it and everything. And so, and they couldn't handle that and everything. And so I ended up leaving. I actually had left on my own. They didn't really, like put me out. They gave me a choice. Like, you can either how do I put it though? But they basically gave me two choices, but I chose to go away. So I left and didn't know where I was going. It's like I was going out there into the void, and I ended up going to stay with my friends, and I'm where I'm here now and everything. And I'm basically working myself up from there though and everything. So
Wow.
it was.
Wow. I'm like truly admired that you told your family. Like that's something that a lot of people would hold in, so that's really great that you had the courage to do that. I'm sure that was a huge like relief and weight off of you.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like it is, but it's not, because I'm thinking about like in long terms, into the future, if I get a end up with a woman, a female, and I get married to her, and everything, she's Christian and everything. How would I, explain? Should I explain to her, or how would I explain to her that what I did? Because I don't like leaving secrets behind in any relationship. I like to tell it straight up front, and that's what made me. I was like this. If I told people this all the time, I always tell them like, you can either tell the people around you what you did after you do it, or in the end, when Jesus comes back, he's going to tell it anyway, because it says in the Bible, like, all things will reveal. What's done in dark will come to the light and everything. That's why I always thought about it. And that's what drove me to always tell the inner demons that I struggle with other people. So, regardless of how it will affect my image or so and so. Because I used to think that a lot, like I would just say it, but I'm like, in the end, I'm going to answer to God, not man. So they can think of me the way they want to think of me, but who I'm really answering to is Jesus. So I always tell them my darkest secrets, and that's why I was, I told them.
Wow.
And plus, it was a relief off my conscience too, and it humbled me too, because I was not a humble person back then. I really, because like I said, I was homeschooled, and up to that point, from all those years, I think from 6th grade, to high school, I didn't have anything. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't have sex, and everything. And so I pretty much had everything going for me in a way and everything, up until I did that thing 4 months ago. And that's how it broke me too. I was like, bro, I went against my own morals though and
Wow.
everything. So that goes to show. So it humbled me a lot. So who am I to judge somebody else that's doing this? Maybe gay, lesbian, trans, or so and for her, however you want to call it and everything, just to pray for them instead of like beating them over the head. Like, you going to hell if you do this, and so we got to be able to minister to them. So and everything. So it humbled me in a way. So as it was like my testimony though and everything.
Wow, that's so great. So was that your first time you had sex as well?
Yeah. Yes, it was
Wow.
my first time. I mean, when I had my last, I wouldn't say girlfriend because I only known her for like a month. I met her at work where I work at FedEx. I used to work at FedEx, and I met her there one night, and we got to know each other for a couple of months. And then we used to do things in the car I think we shouldn't do. We didn't have sex though, but we was playing with that, and
Yeah.
everything. It was like I see you call it foreplay. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
doing that.
foreplay. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything. And then so a month later, we got an apartment because she wanted to come. She's from Georgia, and she came back down to visit me, and I took her out of a hotel, and we spent the night there, and we sort of like was rolling around the bed doing everything and everything, but we never did have sexual intercourse, and everything. And even that was telling me something too, because I felt so bad about that. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this, but being in the moment, in your feelings, you like, oh, forget it. It is the moment. Why not go along with it, though, and everything. And so it wasn't up to like 4 months ago that I actually did the do, but not with a with a female, but with basically a male. And that's when it broke me. I was like, all right, I'm done. It's getting out of hand now. So this needs to stop. So and everything.
Wow. So do you think, like, from your perspective, because I don't know how it is, but like, do you think that in your mind you correlated it to like, okay, well, I'm having sex with a man and it's a tranny and it's fine, like if I don't do it with a woman, like in the perspective of the Bible? Like, was that anything on your mind?
I don't know. I will say that I was just in the moment. I just wanted to experience something, something new and everything. And I just wanted to, I just want to experience it and everything because I've seen it on, in porn. They like they was having fun, but turned out it's not my cup of tea and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Most of the things in pornography, you realize like, wow, like I don't really like this. It's just something that I thought I liked, like from watching it.
Yeah.
Really, you don't like what's happening once you actually do it. It's
Oh
like,
yeah. Should
what?
I also say, yeah, during the process, going back to the process of what I did with the training, before we even did the do, I think I told you this. I was wearing my Team Jesus shirt. It literally says Team Jesus on it, and every
Mhm.
the whole night. That was so. It's like I was like blowing it in God's face, like I'm doing this, and I'm wearing your shirt too,
Wow.
and everything while I'm doing this. So it was like blasphemy too. So I was thinking about that. So I was like in all sorts of sin in one spot though and everything. And so it like in the trainee knew that. And he was saying like, so you're Christian. I was like, yeah, I am Christian. They're trembling the whole time, scared as you know what and everything. And he was like, then why are you doing this, and everything. I was like, I don't know and everything. I couldn't really say the words. And he's like, maybe you should do this because you're not ready. I can see you pretty young and everything. You should do this. And then the conversation switched. He was like, well, how about you take me to your church? And I was like, my
Wow.
church? Why? She said, so I can prove to them that my lifestyle is right. I was like, oh, this might
Ooh.
be stupider, but I still didn't stop there. So I still went along with it. And we drove around and she went to go get, no, he went to go get his weed and everything. And then we went back to the hotel, that's when we did the do it. And after that, it got even weirder because after that, he said, Jerry, you seem like a nice guy and everything. You're handsome and everything. And I would like to, here's my number. You can call me what time you get off from work in the morning, because I work from night to morning and
Yeah.
everything. So what time you get in the morning, we can hang out sometime. And I was like, no. And he said, I'm tired of these guys using me and everything. And in my mind, I was thinking, like, you are a guy. You talk about other guys using you like this. I'm like, and I just left. So I was like, oh, what have I done? And it was crazy. It's really, really crazy. And then I didn't like tell my coworkers and my friends until like 2 months later, and everything. And then I didn't tell my parents until like recently, like a month ago and
Wow.
everything. So these past months been, half a year. It's been happening half a year. It's been downhill and everything. And I've been praying, keep myself prayed up, and everything.
Wow. Thank you. And I'm definitely going to be praying for you as well, because I know that can, I mean, it is a battle. All this stuff is a battle. You said that it completely broke you once all that happened. What was the experiences of the brokenness that came with that? Like, you said you were praying all the time, but what effects were happening inside of your life because of that experience?
Basically, what have I done, and why did I go against my morals? And basically, I was just plain scared. First of all, because I thought I had something though, and everything, and even after the doctor told me I didn't have anything else, like I was still like, well, what if I still do? And I was just basically, my mind was racing the whole past 3 months and everything. I was like, I won't tell my parents, how I'm gonna tell my friends, how will they think of me after I do this and everything. And besides, when I told my friends about it, they were saying, don't tell your people, don't tell them about it, don't tell this, something you should keep for yourself. And I was like, I can't do this. They kept saying, no, don't do it because you're gonna do this and so. And I ended up doing it, and it did blow up my face sort of. But after a couple of weeks, though, like I told your mom came back, she apologized, what she said, you're still our son, and we love you. We praying for you in this new journey you're on, and everything. If you ever need any help, you can always come back. And it's still like that. So students said, we're gonna forget about it. We're gonna forget about you. We gave you for. We're gonna you pinned it up. You said so. Never return to it. So now I can move on with your new life. And so that's basically what I've been doing now. But yeah, while I was there, it was the imagery and everything that I experienced at night was it stuck with me.
Wow. Okay. So what have you been doing now since that experience to remain pure?
It's weird. Well, I don't really been in my Bible that much, but I do listen to this dude named Greg Laurie. You know about him? He's a pastor.
Greg.
I listen to him on YouTube. Yeah, I think he's stationed in Georgia somewhere. And then I found out about you. Like, I was just typing in like Christian stuff, like Christian preaching and Christian how to get through anything that was basically dealing with what I was dealing with, pornography, depression, and everything. Because I went through that a little bit too in my life too, and suicide a little bit. I thought about that once.
Yeah, I've had that in my world too.
And I also thought about running away. I actually ran away 2 times from my place, my people. One time I was like 15. No, I was like 12. I ran away from home. It was over something silly too, but I ended up coming back. But then I ran away again, a couple months ago from other parents. But
how old are you, by the way?
Huh?
How old are you?
25.
Okay, you're 25. Okay. I was like, I wonder how old this guy is.
Yeah, I'm 25, and I thought about like, and I after I did do, I was like, I just want to run away to some far off, I don't know, go to China or somewhere, I don't know, and everything, and just so I could find myself and everything. I was like, just get away from all of it, all my friends, my family for a while, and just focus on God. And I don't know how we're gonna make it though, but I was like, I thought about that a lot though, and everything.
So basically, you were looking at videos, like you were trying to find videos that related to your situation, because you knew that you were suffering through the pain and you needed to break free of it.
Yeah.
And
that's when I found out about Greg Laurie and this Furtick. I forgot his name. His last name is Furtick. And
Stephen Furtick?
Huh?
Stephen Furtick?
Yeah. Does he have black hair? Pretty bulky, like?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, Stephen Furtick. That's him. I like him. And then I found out about you and everything. It was went across there, and then I listened to some of your testimony. It was like, this is the first girl I ever heard on YouTube that actually talked about this, and she reminded me of myself. I was like, I got to find out more about her our testimony and everything. And so that's when I started with yours, and then I think I found you on Instagram, and that's when I sent you the text about your videos. And I found out about like, man, this girl I need to be talking to, and everything. Kept coaching me through some of my stuff and everything. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy that you've been looking for ways to get out of this. Like, you found my stuff. I've sort of been looking on YouTube and trying to find other testimonies about this. And there's a few, but there's not like much.
Yeah, most people don't speak on these matters. They really scared to, I just posted one on my YouTube channel. It needs to be, I had a post, I didn't edit it though, but it's basically the same thing I've been telling you, but in short version, like 4 minutes long. I'm pretty much ashamed of it, but you can look at it if you want. I gotta give you my YouTube account.
Oh no, yeah, I'm definitely going to put all your stuff in the description so people can go and look at your stuff. Yeah, because this is stuff that people need to hear about. We can't just like keep this secret sin in the dark anymore. Like Christ is trying to shine light on it and is like, guys, like you need me, like just come to me. Like I've already died for all the sins. You don't need to go back to it. Like be with me. And that's something that I'm working through a lot. And honestly, doing these testimonies the last like 2 weeks, I've been completely free of it. Haven't wanted to look at anything. Like this is why getting in community with people is so important and talking about your testimony, because I seriously feel like my strength, like obviously my strength is coming from Christ, but my strength is coming from Christ through you guys, like speaking to me about like why to remain pure and why to stay on the path with Christ and not to go back to that.
Yeah, my friends I got now, I only got 3 I've been knowing for like since I started working. You know, well, I put it. I started working. I'll tell you about my job. I started working at FedEx when I was like in 2014, up until up to this year. Back in 2014, I had no friends and I didn't know anybody, and I was sort of like how do we call it? I wouldn't say emo though, but I was sort of in that area though, like the gothic emo stage though, and everything, and started to find myself and everything, and because from the way I dressed too and everything. But they ended up taking, when I went to this area, it's an area called they call it the Bill Lot. I basically unload trucks there. I was just inside the facility, and I met this friends named, one of them was named Darrell, Chris, and Prez. I met them there, and they took a liking to me out of everybody. I was like, wow, I was surprised about that. And so we end up being friends on from there. We started we just clicked just like that and everything. But as the years went by up to this point, I was thinking like, we share some stuff in common, but our religious views, even though they say they're Christian though and everything, I can tell that like we don't agree on some of the same things and everything. And so I was like, now it's time for me to start distancing myself from them. Not like, throw them to the side though and everything, because they have done really good things for me, and everything. But I feel like in order for me to grow my relationship with Christ, I'm gonna have to wean myself from him and find new friends, and everything that actually help me grow, that share my same religious views, and everything. And so, and that's why I was already moved out from here though, and everything from his apartment, and everything.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's something that I had to do as well. Like once Christ comes in and you're saved, you're set apart, and you begin to look at some of the worldly things that's happening, and it's like, that doesn't really fit in my world. Like that, like I can't be okay with that. I can't support that. And while we don't toss these friends to the side, sometimes we have to distance ourselves and realize like, hey, this could be a stumbling block. And it's been a huge benefit for me as well to get Christian friends, accountability, people that I can talk to and be like, hey, can you pray for me? So not sure if that's something that like you've done yet, but like.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to well, thinking about my church family, it's is that we are youth though, but most of the youth in my group is married. Oh, they got they either girlfriend, boyfriend about to get married like in like the next month or so, or they already married, and have children. So I can really relate to them because I never experienced none of that, and so but I still go with them, and the encouragement from a pastor, and go to their prayer meetings every Wednesday, and everything, and so. And so I'm still trying to involve myself in church until I guess find somebody else, another church or so and everything. Until I get my, my skills worked out and everything. But I still try to, I just find encouragement through videos though, like your videos or Greg Laurie's or whoever else is, and everything. At least start off my day though.
That's so great. I'm really happy that you're doing that. I feel like these videos can really keep people away from a lot of worldly stuff. So from your perspective, like what you're doing now, what is one thing that you could tell people that are struggling, what's one thing that you could tell them to encourage them on their walk with Christ and to pursue him and stay away from pornography?
I would say if you have any, Christian friends, hang out with them a lot more to, so you have somebody around you that you can, that always try to build you up in Christ instead of, break you down and tell you that your lifestyle, that some things your lifestyle is wrong, because you need people like that in your life that will tell you that some things, because if anybody's telling you yes all the time, that's not really it's not a good friend for you. You need to be told no a lot though, and told about your sins a lot, so you know what to change in your life. You do grow more closer to Christ though, and
Yes.
everything. Can't have yes friends all the time. They're not really
Exactly. You've got to have people who can point out, hey, like that's not the direction you should be going. Those are the people that we need. What are some practical things that people who are still struggling with can do to also stay away from it, as in like porn blocks or, things like that? What's some practical things?
Right now I only got, well, actually two, but I would say like get you accountable partner, that you can, that's Christian, that you really trust, and set up that with them, and then give them the password, so that way you won't have to, have to worry about what the password is. Anytime you get that urge, you can access it though. And I will also say that stay in the Word, most definitely stay with God and stay prayed up, and look at videos that they encourage you to stay away from it. Keep your mind on Christ, or do anything, or go for a walk in the park, and everything. I like to do that too, and everything. Go on a bike ride, because that is their energy though. It is something. It is like that's why it feels like you got to release it all the time when it builds up, and everything. But it's an energy that only belongs between a man and a woman that's married though, like God had it though, and everything. But I feel like if you have that energy, read a book, or I don't say read a book. Do something that's very active, like running, jogging, or riding a bike or something like that, and everything, or eating, I guess you could say, and everything. I would find something to do like that.
Yes. Amen. That is so good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your testimony with everybody. If they want to reach out to you, ask you any questions about your journey, where can they find you?
You go to my Facebook or my Instagram. The Instagram I got right now, and I can change my name to Jerry Wayne though, if you want to use it, get that silly name from up there. It's either my Facebook or my Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll be sure to put that in the description, your Instagram link and your Facebook, so people can find you.
Do you have my Facebook?
I'm not exactly sure, but we can definitely become friends on there. I don't really get on Facebook much, but
Me either, but I'm mainly on Instagram a lot, and everything. But I do, that is my Instagram page though.
All right. Well, I will definitely put that in. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Jerry, all the way from Tennessee. You're from Tennessee, right? Yeah, that's so cool. Well, yeah, make sure to give him a follow and add him, ask him any questions. And I pray that this encouraged you guys on your walk.